folks in the Bitcoin community are headed to the Latin American Bitcoin Conference and the Latin American Bitcoin and Blockchain Conference in El Salvador, including CoinDesk's Elaine Ramirez. Last month, the government of El Salvador added 420 more Bitcoins, bringing its overall treasure chest to about 1,120 Bitcoins. 200 Bitcoin ATMs were installed throughout the country in September when Bitcoin became legal tender, making El Salvador's Bitcoin ATM network the third largest in the world. Joining us now to discuss is Athena Bitcoin CEO Eric Gravengaard. Great to have you here, Eric. Pleasure. So in June, Reuters reported Athena Bitcoin would invest over $1 million to eventually install 1,500 ATMs in El Salvador. How is that goal coming along? What is the scope of Bitcoin Athena's involvement in scaling Bitcoin ATMs in El Salvador?
Yeah, first of all, we're super excited to be part of this project. This country has gone from about 30% banking account adoption, according to the World Bank, to now more than 4 million Salvadoreños have a Chivo wallet where they have a balance in dollars and Bitcoin. And what Athena's role in that has been is, first, you did talk about the ATMs. We've bought and brought in more than 200 ATMs in support of the Chivo project so far. I think there's many more to come. But there's the beautiful blue Chivo machines all over the country that we're super excited to be a part of.
Mm-hmm. What is the state of Bitcoin use in El Salvador based on what you know from these ATMs? Are people mostly inserting more US dollars to buy Bitcoin, or is it mostly the other way around?
So I think that's a great question. I think it speaks to the adoption of Bitcoin here. There was a very angry article in the newspaper just a few days ago saying that less than 1%, about 1% of transactions were done in September in Bitcoin at retailers. And I was like, why are you mad? 1% is amazing. In terms of the ATM usage, sure, we saw long lines at the ATMs initially, people waiting to use them. They mostly were taking money out of the system very early on. I think that's part of the building trust that Athena thinks about. Like, how do we build trust in Bitcoin, which is an alien concept? How do we build trust in an app where most people have never seen a bank account balance before? How do we build trust in that? And then how do we build trust in sort of Athena as a brand? More money came into the system later on. And so now we have a very balanced system of money going in, money going out. Whereas, initially it was mostly money out. Some of the lines have subsided, but there's still sometimes long lines because the Bitcoin ATMs are so popular.
Are we seeing such long lines because there aren't enough ATMs, and there just needs to be more infrastructure to be built?
I think there's more infrastructure to be brought in and built here. We're 2 months into this grand experiment of what does it mean to have Bitcoin as legal tender in the country. And I think we'll start to see, more ways of using the Bitcoin here as more and more retailers start to adopt it. And we're just super excited to be part of that growth. But I think, there's fewer lines. People are, less nervous, if you will, about what does it mean to have a Bitcoin balance? Is it money? Is my dollar balance in Chivo money? If I have a wallet from somewhere else, how can I convert this into something that's usable? And I think that's changing people's perceptions of what it means to have Bitcoin. And I think that's sort of why the ATMs don't have long lines anymore.
Well, certainly education is a key part of it because, we played some video earlier on. We saw some folks burning Bitcoin ATMs, and that garnered a lot of press around the world. What is the attitude toward Bitcoin, especially, given the protests? A lot of Nayib Bukele said it was, or folks said that it was mainly a protest against Nayib Bukele and the president of El Salvador and his government. But what was your reaction when you saw that?
I mean, first of all, it was a tragedy for the people that wanted to use the machine. And my heart goes out to them because for many people in El Salvador, the minimum wage is about $300 per month. And so if you are carrying around a balance in your Bitcoin wallet, whether it's a Chivo wallet or someone else's wallet, and you want to turn that into money, possibly to buy goods at a store that doesn't accept Bitcoin yet, it was a tragedy when that machine burned because the $20 that you were going to take out of the machine, all of a sudden you couldn't use. But I think, more broadly, people here are excited for the future. I've traveled a lot throughout Latin America, and this country is very excited about its future. And I think, that's what's drawing people to El Salvador right now. The plane from Miami to El Salvador, it's full. First class is full of business people looking to do deals, looking to invest in the country. And I think that's what's really exciting for us.
And there's a huge conference going on. But
and there's a huge conference this week.
Yeah. So there were, especially in the beginning of the rollout of the Bitcoin law, there were a lot of reported problems with the ATMs, problems accessing the Shiba wallet, withdrawing money from the ATM, irregularities with transactions. And some people complain about high ATM fees. Has that been addressed? And if so, how so?
The Shiba machines are free. So I don't know who was complaining about high fees, because free is a pretty low fee to complain about. And so, I would say to the detractors, come to El Salvador, go use one of our machines. There's a great one at the airport. There's one at the mall next door. Have there been problems? Sure. I'll admit to there being problems. But, I think the system is working really well right now. And we're seeing a lot of happy people using the Bitcoin ATMs.
It's all anecdotal evidence. There are folks on Twitter saying, "Oh, I put in $50 and it took $3 away in my transaction," or something like that. Or I put in some money and it didn't give me whatever Bitcoin I was owed, or something down those lines. We can't confirm these reports, but has there been any attempt to quantify these complaints? I know that the Court of Account, El Salvador's Court of Account, is investigating complaints in part about the Bitcoin ATMs and their construction and how they're linked to the government-run Shiba wallet.
I don't know anything about those, nor am I going to comment on that. We do know that people use the ATMs every day. There's thousands upon thousands of successful transactions every day. Was there someone angry on Twitter? Absolutely. There was someone angry on Twitter.
All right. Is there, this was a huge task, monumental to deal with in the first place, building out El Salvador's digital payments infrastructure. Was there any concern that, that this would be a huge job to handle, and concern about, the challenges ahead, and if those challenges remain?
I think if you're not ready to, take on challenges, then why are you in the Bitcoin world? Bitcoin is hated by almost every institution that there is. The World Bank does not like Bitcoin. The IMF does not like Bitcoin. Steve Hanke does not like Bitcoin. The list of haters for Bitcoin is extremely long. So if you're not interested in taking on challenges and things that might be perceived as hard, then you probably shouldn't be in the Bitcoin business.
Is there any concern with Athena Bitcoin that they could lose the contracts in El Salvador or potentially be replaced?
I think that's a concern of every business. We're excited to be here. We're proud of what this country has done. They're the first to bring the two best forms of money to their people. The U.S. dollar has been the currency here for 20 years. Bitcoin joined it this year. So, those the best two forms of money. And I think Bitcoiners might argue as to which form of money is better. But those are the two best forms of money, and this country has it. So, we're excited to be a part of that.